All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus Show. I'm Onebar. Vikings dropping some big news this morning. Jeff Okudah, former third overall pick, joining the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to break that down, talk about that. Before we do that, if you're watching, you have not subbed, please do us a favor. Hit that sub button. We're trying to get to 15,000 subs. Leave us a comment and give us a like as well. And happy St. Patrick's Day. Get those green beers ready and drop some Dropkick Murphys all damn day cranked in your head. Let's go. Okudah. Who's not excited about this? Who's not excited about him visiting? Anytime a former early pick bust comes to your team when he's still young, by the way, Jeffrey Okudah is still only 26 years old. You're always thinking, you know what, we're going to turn him around. We're going to look like geniuses. He just needs to come to a great place like the Vikings, and he's going to do what he should have done so far throughout his career. Just did it with Sam Darnold. Just saying. But always excited when we get a player like this. The position makes sense. The Vikings, you know, we signed Byron Murphy. We brought in Isaiah Rodgers, Tavier Thomas. We got Mekhi Blackman, Nudie, but they still need to add some players at cornerback. And why not take a swing at a guy coming out of college, had all the tools, had all the traits you want in a corner, and he had everything. He should have been a number one lockdown corner, and it just did not pan out. Detroit was a little rough, had a lot of injuries there. So injuries has been the story of his career. So he spent 3 years in Detroit, 1 year in Atlanta, and last year with Houston. And guess what? With Houston, only 6 games. Had a hip injury, concussion. Injuries, again, were a big issue. Only played like 76 snaps. I think I saw 76 snaps on defense. So has not had a very great career to this point. But again, he's 26 years old. Career stats, 2 interceptions. His PFF scores just all over the place. Not great. 1 year is great against run defense and coverage. Next year, it's absolutely the opposite. It's just a mixed bag with Okudah. And from his standpoint, why wouldn't you want to come to Minnesota? Why wouldn't you want to come to Brian Flores' defense? Why wouldn't you want to come to a spot where you're probably actually going to see some decent playing time based off of what's going on out there? So it's a win-win. Looking at last year, he signed with the Texans for like $4.7 million. And I would assume if he were to sign with the Vikings, that contract would be less. This would be a 1-year prove-it deal. Come on in. We need you. You need us. Let's see what you can bring to the table. Expectations-wise, last year he played in 6 games. Year before that, 13 games when he played for Atlanta. Did start in 9. It sounds like he had a pretty decent season with Atlanta. But expectations-wise is just solid depth piece. Maybe makes a splashy play here and then. But the biggest thing would be, dude, just stay healthy. Stay healthy. Let's see what you have, and possibly we bring you back next year, or have a great season. Go get a payday. We'll see. But I love that they're going like this. This is a Kwesi move. We see it almost every video, but this is an absolute Kwesi move. This is a Marcus Davenport type move where you bring in a guy that has not reached his potential, had some injuries, and you just hope it pans out. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does not. We'll keep tabs on if Okudah actually signs. Again, if he does, it's going to be a 1 year. It's going to be a fairly cheap contract, and it'll be fun to watch. It will be damn fun to watch. Former third overall pick just out of the 2020 draft class. And maybe Flores takes his little magic wand and makes him what everybody has hoped, what Atlanta hoped, what Houston want, and surely hell what Detroit wanted. So let me know in the comments. Like I said, get those green beers on ice. We'll be back later today talking Vikings.